beneath the surface. Thank you. All the best.
When I was 16, I watched my first Norwegian series called Scam. I don't recommend people under 18 watching, but still, it was a really good series about conflicts that are faced by teenagers. And in this particular series, during the first scene, the protagonist comes in front of a mirror, and when she looks in the mirror, there's a small tagline near it, and it says, whoever is the person who's standing opposite to you, make sure you know what they are going through. That's it. There is no a follow-up line, what we are supposed to do, what we shouldn't do, nothing. Just make sure whoever is standing in front of you, you know that what they are going through. Just know that. That's it. I'll come back to why I told you this story later. I have a small question for all of you. Let's say that I close that door and all of us are staying here. And I can assure you that there will be no conflict. Can you believe that?
No. It depends on the time.
I'll say why there will be no conflict. I can make that happen. I just have to kill all of you and I'll be the only person living and there would be no conflict. So that is the basic necessity of a conflict. If you see multiple opinions, multiple values, multiple goals, multiple, thought process, that's where a conflict arises. But let me start one place where there always resides a conflict, which is called personal conflict. Have you watched these reels where, kids all of a sudden, there will be a bottle falling down and they'll catch it and they'll do this. They'll check if they are Spider-Man or not because, they're immediately able to catch the bottle. You would have watched that reels, right? That is how I was also like that with respect to conflict. I just go with my gut feeling. Last week, I attended Division F conference. I went to buy a suit. When I looked at all the suits, I looked at all the price tags also. Then I calculated, will this suit rate be worth of every time I'm going to wear it? And 3 times I went to the same shop in different days. And I decided that, I'll just go with my gut feeling. I know that this is going to be a life-turning event for me. And it did happen that way. And I went with my gut feeling that let me buy that coat. So when it comes to personal conflicts, I just go with my gut feeling. I just go with my instincts. And anything that might come up, I do not weigh the differences or the advantages. I just go with my gut. And that's how I deal with personal conflicts. Second is organizational conflicts. Let's take that when I walk into the manufacturing unit tomorrow morning, I know what is going to happen. At 8:30 sharp, I'm going to have a meeting called RCPS. It's called Root Cause Problem Solving Meeting. And if you take a manufacturing unit, there are so many different tools to address a single problem. First one is called Just Do It. You just know that you can solve the problem and we just immediately address it. The problem gets over in a day or two and that's called Just Do It. The second is called 4-step, where we find the problem, we analyze the root cause, we implement the solution, and we check if it is working or not. That is first step. And there is 8D. And there are so many different tools when it comes to an organization that you will have a difficult time which tool you can choose to solve the problem. 1 year ago, we had a training called Emotional Safety Training. You would think that what is there to be safe about feeling emotions? But let me tell you, that was an eye-opening training for us. Someone who's been traditionally in a manufacturing unit for 17 years, 18 years will have a different mindset from someone who came from a EEE background, who doesn't know about anything about manufacturing, and she stepped into it and she doesn't know how to deal with people. They taught every single step of how to resolve a conflict and how to address an issue, how to find if the other person is communicating what they think they are communicating. That's what was taught in this training. And this is what, when it comes to organizational conflicts, that's how I deal with it. I just blindly use the tools. I do not weigh any other. I don't go with gut feeling. I don't listen to other people. I just use the tools for organizational conflicts. Third, very important conflict is, this is where our life depends. Interpersonal conflicts. If you take my mother, in a single day, we have 3 different types of conflicts going on. Today morning, she called and she told me that, how can you eat breakfast at 11 o'clock? And for that, we had around 20 minutes of conversation where I explained to her that, you know what, every other day I wake up at 6 o'clock to go to office. Now I have to wake up at, I just wanted to wake up at 11 o'clock. So what's the problem? And how I dealt with this conflict is that I communicated to her what I am feeling. I told her that this is what I'm going through. This is my problem right now. Can you please try to understand that? Even though this conflict happens every single day, the only way I know to deal with this is communicating the problem. And last but not the least, societal conflicts. And the only one societal conflicts that I faced in my life is that I won't say I'm atheist. I believe that there is another force that is present in this universe. But I can't define myself as an atheist either. So what I do is that when my mom asks me to come to a temple, I tell her that, you know what, you believe in God. I do not believe in God. Now, if you take me there and just to satisfy your needs, I come to the God, but I don't pray there. I don't, follow the rules that are present inside the temple. Would you accept that? Would you be able to accept that I am disrespecting the God right there in the temple because you believe in it? And when this conversation happens, she shuts the conversation down and she says that, you know what? It's fine. I'll just go on my own. And this is the only societal conflicts that I faced in my life. And if you take all these conflicts and see me as a whole, what I believe in is that I may not be able to control the wind, but I'll be able to control the sails. Thank you.